welcome back to Sparks and Recreation. In today's video, we're going to go over food truck stuff. As some of you know, we bought this food truck back in the end of December, and we haven't really talked about it a whole lot because there are so many steps involved in getting a food truck going that most people don't realize. Probably the most common question I've gotten just talking to people in the last 6 months is, where's your food truck? Why aren't you using it? So I'm going to use this video as an opportunity to explain to you the basic steps of how you actually use a food truck, operate a food truck, and do it so legally in the proper way. Step 1, you must acquire a food truck, which we did back 6 months ago. The first step is you need to get an actual official business. So you either need to get an LLC, or what we did, and what most people do, which is the cheapest thing, is go to your county clerk. At that county clerk's office, you can file a DBA, which is doing business as. So this is our announcement of Low and Slow. That's our business. So what we did is you go, you pay, it's like $20-30, and you file within your county to make sure that nobody else is already using that name. And you file for your business. We'll say Justin DBA Low and Slow. So without further ado, here's our logo. Now that you have your DBA, you can't just go working. You have to do a couple different things. First, you need to figure out what is the requirements in your county to be able to open up a food truck, because you have to have a permit from the health department. In order to send a check in with your permit, you have to have a bank account with a check in that business name. Well, how do you get a bank account in your new business name? Banks will not let you open a bank account in a business name unless it's a legitimate business with the tax department. The next step for your tax department is you need to go onto the IRS website and file your DBA with them so that you can start collecting sales tax and get something called a certificate of authority, which means that the tax department is giving you permission to collect sales tax from the public. Okay, so now you have your DBA, you have your certificate of authority from the tax department, you have a bank account, you have checks made up. You can go to your health department and turn all that stuff in, and then they give you a checklist. Your checklist is going to have between probably 50 and 100 items that you have to have inside your food truck that have to do with food safety and a basic layout. Like, you have to have some kind of hood on the food truck. You have to have, luckily we're in a position where we bought one that had pretty much all this stuff already done on it. So with our food truck, it was originally, so this is about to be wrapped. Our whole concept and everything is going to be put onto the trailer, which I'll talk about that in a second. But so, for example, Easy Eats by Yaya, the guy that we bought this from, he was doing Moroccan street food. The interior of the food truck was set up to do Moroccan street food. See that over there to the left? That's a commercial smoker. We actually have 2 of them. We're doing a barbecue-themed, Route 66 car-themed food truck, where we don't want to specifically only do barbecue meats, because the thing is, when people buy barbecue meat, say you're selling whole racks of ribs, like, that's a lot of investment of time to sell one item. Or if you could take that rib meat, the pulled pork meat, brisket meat, and put it into like grilled cheese sandwiches, on burgers, things like that, the meat goes farther and your investment goes farther. So yes, we will sell barbecue, but that's not the primary thing. Why are we talking about that? Because you have to have a theme. Nobody's going to go to your food truck unless you have a whole plan in place. So once you've decided on a concept, you then have to have a logo made, which costs money and time. You have to have branding. So, I mean, you don't have to, but it helps. You have to order all this type of stuff. Wax papers, hats, t-shirts. We got the whole, that you will see the outside of this truck is going to be awesome. The whole theming is going to be incorporated throughout every item in the menu. It's a whole concept. So it takes time to develop all that stuff, order that stuff. All these things require companies to get your vector files from your logo. Like, it's not just you make a couple things on your phone, send it out. It takes a long time. So basically, the point of this video is that the main steps are you need to do it the legit way through your county so that nobody can say anything. Our plan is hopefully within a week or 2, we will be up and running on weekends at our car lot. We've been working on our menu. You can't just walk in and order food. You have to have, I mean, you can go to like Walmart and stuff and buy food, but that's not gonna, you're not gonna make any money. You have to have actual commercial accounts with commercial vendors, like either Cisco, it's like American Food Products of America, Renzi. Like, there's all these different companies that, based on your area, you need to look it up and find out who sells, like Restaurant Depot, stuff like that, where you have a commercial account and can get discounted wholesale pricing on everything from containers, which is thousands of dollars worth of stuff. Your first batch of food is probably going to be a couple thousands of dollars. You have to have the time, energy, and investment to actually make this whole thing happen. And you also have to have the proper equipment. I had to wire in up at our location, so we own a car dealership. I don't know if you're new to the channel, you probably didn't know that, but at the car dealership, we had to wire in 220 so that when we're up there, we can plug this thing in without having to run generator. This other steps at the house, I had to get different plugs. It's every step of the way has been a nightmare, but we are getting there. We're in the home stretch. A huge flat top. Our deep fryer was broken. I had to freaking get rid of rice cookers to get smokers. You have to have deep freezers, stand-up fridges. You got to have make stations. All these different things. You have to know what you're going to do so you don't just show up and look like a fool. On top of all the other things we've been working on, we also have a full point-of-sale system with ticket printer and all that is integrated into our menu. Cash box, yes, you can do the little checks and you could do your cash. Like, some of the stuff we're going above what's actually required, but I want everything streamlined. I want everything to flow and work as well as possible. This is stuff you have to think about. On top of that, you also have to come up with a plan of how you're going to keep all this crap from moving when you tow it around. So you got to figure out your equipment, your strap points. Like, we had to fix the lighting on the outside because none of the lights are working. We had to fix these windows, put in plexiglass. No matter what you get, unless it's brand new, you're going to have to put some time and money into it. I just had to put this hot water heater in because it died. Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes into this. It is not just you buy it and start cooking food, and I guarantee yours is not going to be that way either. That's why there's so many of these things listed online where people have half started their project and given up, because there are a million steps. The important ones in this video are that laid out basically how to get your business license, what you need to do to make it so you can go legit. In the next video, we're going to show you what the outside of this wrap comes out like. We've been in talks with the guy for about a month. It is scheduled to go in hopefully this weekend. So get rid of that menu, put up our menu, and you will see all what we've planned for this thing. So thanks for tuning in. This is where we're at with it. This is what we've been doing. We didn't mean to blow you off for the last 6 months with food truck updates, but here we go.